And then at the end of today's lecture, I'll solve some challenging problem from the projectile motion. Okay. So you all have the sheet which I have shared, everyone?
Yes.
Can you open that sheet? Okay, you can start solving question. So I think okay, got it. So I'll do one question first. Okay. So in the last lecture, we saw something really interesting, that there are two possible angles at which if you throw a projectile, it will have the same range, right? So there are two possible angle of projection which will give you the same range, and they have same velocity of projection. One is big angle, let's call alpha, and the small as beta. The difference that you can see in the two case will be the difference of the height. So you can see the maximum height is different in both cases, right? So you can say that the maximum height in the first case, let's call H1, and second case, let's call H2. Okay. So different maximum height will means they must have different time of flight, yes or no? Can we say the different maximum height means they must have different time of flight? Isn't it? Can we say yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if I call the time of flight of the first one as T1, second as T2. So we'll solve two questions basically. So given H1 and H2, or let's begin with T first. Given T1 and T2, so let's say you know that range is same. You know that range is same, and also you know the time of flight of individual journey. So given T1, T2, can you find the remaining parameters? Find U alpha R. So given these two answers, can find these three variables. So to solve this question, the hint is simple. For same range, for same range, for same velocity of projection, so for same range, for same velocity of projection, alpha plus beta will be how much? 90 degrees. This is what we studied in last lecture, right? So if the
Yes.
sum of the angle is 90, then they will traverse equal range. Okay. So for same range, alpha plus beta is 90. This is the condition you need to remember. And using this fact, you can derive the answer. So can you derive it now? You can try at least. Then I will solve. So you have 5 minutes to work on it. The rule is simple. Whatever is given to you, proceed with the same. Like if T1 and T2 is given to you, you first express T1, T2 in terms of the variables and try eliminating those variables. You will get all the answers. So try this out. Okay. Okay, I think I have given enough time. So anyone getting the answer?
Sir, I got the answers for alpha and R.
Alpha and R. Very good. What is the alpha answer?
Tan inverse T1 by T2.
Very good. So what is T1? Tell me guys, what is T1? T1 is how much?
2u sin theta by G.
2u
Sin
sin
alpha by G.
alpha by G. Very good. What is T2?
2u cos
2u
alpha.
sin.
Yeah, so sin beta is same as cos alpha. So try to express only in terms of alpha or only in terms of beta. That's better. Very good. So to get the alpha, we can divide, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a very easy. So we got the alpha here. Alpha is tan inverse. Okay. What to do to get u? What we can do? We do not want alpha. It's very simple. Whenever you see the sine and cos, what we do? We use the trigonometric identity. What is that? Sine square alpha plus cos square alpha is 1. Understood?
So square and add.
Yeah, that's simple. That's like trick. Once you square and add, you will be getting rid of alpha, isn't it? So squaring and adding will get rid of alpha, and so you can get u directly. Okay. So this was the trick: squaring and adding 1 and 2. Let me call the equation 1 and 2. And once you do so, you can see yourself that 2u by g whole square So you have to think in this way so that we can get rid of this. This term is 1, right? And therefore 2u by g becomes under root of t1 square plus t2 square. So u is basically g by 2. So given the time, you can find the u as well. I hope this is clear to all of you. Anyone having doubt, do let me know. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. How to get the range? Any idea what you can say manipulation will give you range?
Sir, I multiplied both of them.
Very good. Why you multiply? Because in the range formula, we have sine 2 alpha, right?
Yes, sir.
So we need to have the sine and cos together. That is like a subtle hint which you have to work on. So multiplying one and two will lead to the answer closer to the range. So T1 into T2 is how much? It is 2u by g whole square into sin alpha into cos alpha, which you can write as 2 times. I'm taking 2 by g outside. So what I'm left with? U square sin 2 alpha by g. Am I right? So u square sin 2 alpha by g, we can write like this. Tell me guys, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And what is this formula representing?
2
This
sin
formula
alpha
is
cos.
the range. This is the range formula. So range itself is what? So the product itself is 2r by g. So the range is G by 2 T1 T2. I hope this is clear to all of you. If you have doubt, please do raise your hand.
Yes, understood.
So these are the manipulation which you have to figure it out on your own most of the time. And if you have really understood this part, the next part I believe that all of you should be able to do. So given H1 and H2, repeat the previous problem. That is find U alpha R. But now in terms of H1, H2, remember now T1, T2 is not known to you. You have to use H1, H2. Could you please proceed and tell me the answer? Everyone, please proceed and tell me the answer.
Done, sir.
Very good. So let's begin with alpha.
Sir, it is tan inverse under root H1 by H2.
Very good. That's
Yes,
correct
yes, yes.
answer. Very good. So the alpha answer is correct. Tan inverse of root of H1 by H2. What about the U?
Sir, it is under root 2G H1 plus H2.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
That's correct. And the last part.
Sir, it is 4 under root H1 H2.
Like this, right?
Yes, sir.
All are correct. Very good. Tell me, guys, who has, not understood the process. So, do I need to explain? Prashansa, Rugved.
No, sir.
Prashansa, you got the answer? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ayusha, you got the idea how what is happening here? So the next problem. So the next problem is based on the equation of trajectory. Let's everyone write the equation of trajectory. What is the equation of trajectory? You can write in two ways. One is the expanded form. So what is the equation of trajectory? Tell me, guys.
X tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta.
X tan theta minus gx square by 2 u square cos square theta. Sometimes you can also write as x tan theta minus by 2u square, and cos square we can write as sec square theta, and this will give you the freedom of writing answer in terms of tan only. Sometime we write like this also, sometime we write like x tan theta 1 minus x by range, right? This is also very, very important for us to remember, because from here we can derive some other formula. And in the last lecture, we saw the hill problem, how to solve it, isn't it? I hope you remember.
Yes, sir.
And not only that, we also related using this, we we got the formula that tan of angle of projection is 4 times h max by range, right? This is what we derived. I hope so. Correct. And how we got this formula? By putting x equals to a half of the range r by 2 and y equals to h max, isn't it? Because in this case, the maximum height will happen at which point? Exactly mid of the range.
Yes, sir.
So it maxes will happen at r by 2. So if you take this as x-axis and this as y-axis, and then knowing this relation, we can put x equals to r by 2, y will become h max. The same formula we used to find the hill problem, the condition for crossing the peak of the hill. I hope you remember from the last lecture. Okay. Even this formula will have a many usage. Okay. So We did solve one question. So now I'll give you some problem which you can practice and write them now. Just don't know what is the question. Yeah. So open the sheet, everyone. Please open the sheet. We start with the question, exercise 1. Solve the easy one. A5. A5. It's on page number 4. And the package name is projectile motion.
Done, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Anyone not able to get the answer? Tell me. Do I need to explain? That's pretty much simple. So maximum horizontal range means what? Maximum range formula is what? Tell me. Maximum range formula is?
R is equal to U square by G.
Correct. It is simply U square by G. So, and maximum height formula is what? Vertically?
U square by 2G.
2G. So it's a half the answer, right? It's 50 meter, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Solve question number 6. Keep on solving one by one after the other. Don't stop. Keep on solving. Keep on solving till you get the rhythm of solving projectile motion.
Sir, I have a doubt in the 7th question.
Okay. Let me see the 7th one. Okay. 7th one. The direction of motion of a projectile at a certain instant is inclined to another alpha to the horizontal, alpha to inclined to beta. Find the- Oh, that's fine, no? So in 7th, have you attempted this question? 7th one?
Sir, I'm solving.
Okay, you solve it, then I'll explain. Yeah. So the idea is simple. At some time, you are here. I mean, just think of like this is alpha. And after some time, it is beta. Or you can take somewhere here also. And time from here to here is how much? If you take 0 to 60,
Yes.
and they're asking find the horizontal component of velocity. What is ux? So time is given, alpha is given, beta is given. You can do this in one line if you remember velocity triangle. Otherwise, it's a bit lengthier. I'll solve it by both of that. I'll show you. So that's like a hint. You can attempt with that idea. See if you can. Then I'll show you both the methods.
Okay, sir.
You can assume something. You have to proceed with some assumption. Take some variable. You never know what you will get the answer, but you have to start with some variable.
So I had a doubt in the sixth question.
Sixth question. Okay. In the sixth question, a player kicks a football at an angle 45. So 45 is the maximum range case, right?
Yeah.
With an initial speed of 20. A second player on the goal line, 60 meters away in the direction of the kick, starts running to receive the ball. At that instant, find the constant. That's very simple. You know the range, right? For the
Yes.
football. So football will fall at what distance? You can find the range first.
40 meter,
So how short is the football from the goalkeeper?
20 meter.
So the time is same. If you want to catch, it means the time in which it will fall in the same time you must run and travel 20 meter, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So if your speed is, let's say, some v, and the time of flight is known to you, you can take the same time of flight for your own time. So in the time of flight, you have to run, right? So v into t equals to 20. T is known to you, you can find v. Understood?
Yes, sir. Good.
So
So like for the seventh question, they've asked
Mhm.
find the horizontal component of velocity.
yeah,
So that is u cos theta, no?
correct.
So sir,
That could be
I found
that could
u.
be u cos alpha, that could be v cos beta, anything. Because horizontal component remains unchanged, right? That's a simple thumb rule.
Yes, sir.
In any projectile motion, what remains same? What remains same? If you remember,
Horizontal component.
horizontal component, because there is no force in the x direction in the horizontal direction, so there is no acceleration and velocity will be constant. So if you throw something at some random instant, if it is alpha, let's go velocity is u. After some time, it is beta. That's it. Let's call this as beta. Let's call this as v. Now the first relation, if you want to solve from the scratch, let's say you do not know the vector method, you're trying to solve with the scratch. So you have to start with every information which you can probably write. So you can write as u cos alpha must be same as v cos beta, right? Okay. What is the next part? So the horizontal component always remains same. The time gap is given. If this is 0 time, this is t time. So we can write the vertical relation, vertical component will change. So V sine beta, which is the Vy, is equals to U cos alpha minus GT. These are the two scratch equations. That's it. So can you solve these two equations? Not very difficult. Just need to replace V because we don't need V. Get the answer in terms of U. And once you get the U, your answer is U cos alpha. That's it. Done.
Fine, sir.
Can you solve now? Because see, you can replace V and then it's very simple. No? You will get U by solving it.
Yes, sir, I got it.
So what is the answer? So what is the X component of velocity? You are getting how much?
Sir, it is GT by tan alpha minus tan beta.
GT by,
Tan alpha minus tan beta.
this seems logical. Harry, are you getting the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Prashansa, you got the answer? Same answer?
No, sir, I'm still solving.
Just replace it. Two equations. See, every question will have one scratch method in which you write the normal things which you know. So let's say in any projectile, we know the X component remains same. So that is always the first equation you can always write. The second is the T relation. If time is given to you, you can always compare the Y component. And once you compare the X and Y, the rest is manipulation. So you can remove one of the variable and express it. So what else I can say? That's the logical way of getting the answer. Okay. Can we do this by vector method? U, GT, V, alpha, beta. Done. Okay. So sine law you can apply GT by sine alpha minus beta is U by how much? 90 plus beta cos beta. Is this correct? So U turns out to be how much? Rest is not required. So U equals to therefore UX equals to U cos alpha. So GT cos alpha cos beta upon sin alpha minus beta. You can rearrange. Sin A cos B cos A sin B. And if you bring the entire numerator in the bottom, then you get tan alpha minus tan beta. So what you got is the right answer. So there are many ways to express answers. This is also a way of expressing. Both are correct. Do you realize this? Yes or no? Hello,
Yes,
hello.
sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So you can see the power of vector method, right? It's a really powerful. You can solve question very fast, effectively. You need to know the some sign law and that's it. Anyway. Okay, go ahead. Don't stop. You're not supposed to take a rest here.
So I'm not able to do the seventh one. I'm getting the answer is GT by 1 minus tan beta.
Okay. So have you replaced the V here from the first question?
Yes, sir.
So when you replace V, what you wrote? U cos alpha by cos beta
Yeah,
into sin beta
yeah.
equals to this term. Then you rearrange and you got the answer. So probably you have missed in rearranging the terms. You need to rearrange properly. And that will only give you U. But what you're looking for is U cos alpha. Understood? Solving will give you horizontal component of velocity remains same, which means U cos alpha is same as V cos beta. Am I right, guys? So V turns out to be, we can write a V in terms of U. And the Vy equals to Uy plus Ayt will give you V sin beta, U sin alpha. And you can substitute V. So U cos alpha into tan beta. So you have to solve first of all, rearrange. So GT equals to U sin alpha minus cos alpha tan beta. Correct? So U is how much? GT upon sin alpha minus cos alpha tan beta. That's simple. So you can take cos alpha from the bottom, common. So get tan alpha minus tan beta. And take it here. It's clear now?
Yes.
Understood? So it's not difficult. You just need to have some patience, you'll get the answer. While solving numerical, we also develop patience indirectly. I would develop the sufficient patience. The answer is not yet. Do the next question. Don't stop. Keep on doing, keep on asking. I'll keep on solving, not an issue. You just need to get your mojo, like get the vibe, okay, how we write a question, how we manipulate, and it will only come through practice. So the more you solve in front of me, I'll be assuring you, okay, you will getting the momentum. Once you are having the momentum, you can solve 100, 200 questions easily. First, develop it.
Sir, I have a doubt in the C2 question. I found tan theta. So after that, how do you find
A
alpha?
part is done.
Yes, sir.
Very good. A part is done. B part is done.
B part you gave last week only, so I done it.
Okay, you have finished that term. And then you're asking the C2 part.
Yes, sir.
A bullet is fired from horizontal ground at some angle. Passes through the coordinate 3r/4 r/4. Yeah, so that's the question. What is the angle of projection? That's simple. That is one line
So sir,
question.
here I got tan theta. I got tan theta.
Express
equal to 4 by-
in radian. Express in radian. You got tan theta how much?
Tan theta, I got 4/3.
So that's
then
very much.
after that,
No,
how
what
do you
is 4/3? 4/3 means 53 degree.
Achha, okay, sir. Got
Now convert it into radian.
it.
So I think that is the answer. 53 is the answer. So this you can solve with the equation of trajectory in one line, isn't it? So tell me, Siddhant, which formula you use to get the answer?
So the x tan theta into 1 minus x by r.
Very good. That was the right way to approach. And the fastest way also. Very good. So how many of you are still doing the A part? Harry, you finished with the A part?
Yes, sir, I am on C3.
Okay, very good. Prashansa, where are you? On which question?
So B1.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Rugved?
Sir, I
Rugved?
finished A8. I'm starting B1.
Okay, very good. Keep on solving, keep on solving. If you're not getting, just let me. I'm here. So you have to explain me first of all what we have done so far. Show me all the questions which you have solved. Send me the PDF. Then I'll let you know how to solve the next one. Okay, guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes. Any doubts so far?
No, sir.
Siddhant, where are you? On which question?
Sir, on the part 2A,
Part 2A part. Very good. Yeah, solve part 2A part. Don't solve the D part. D part I haven't explained. Rugved and Prasansa, tell me where you are.
Sir, I'm finishing B2.
B2. Okay. Good. Prasansa, where are you?
So same, I'm on second part of B2.
Okay. All right. Do it fast, better.
So can you please solve the second part of B2?
B2.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Although not required. Okay. So just draw the tower. Tell me what is the height of tower?
50 meters.
At what angle the projectile is thrown?
30 degrees.
Upwards or downwards?
Upwards.
What is the initial velocity?
30 meters per.
So can you resolve this into x and y component? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the x component?
30 cos 30.
Which is how much?
15 root 3.
What is y component?
15 meters per second.
15 meter per second. You can, for the time, you can forget about this component. For vertical component, you can get the time of flight from here. Because for time of flight, what really matter is y component, yes or no. So imagine this is the simply vertical motion. We have done this problem in the vertical motion chapter, that how to get the time if you throw something upward with 15 meter per second. So can you do that question? Do you remember? No?
Yes, sir.
To solve it. I think this is sufficient hint to solve. Is this sufficient? I need more hint.
No, sir, it's sufficient.
And you can always do the common sense method, like in time t, if there is no gravity, it will travel how much? In time t, if there is no gravity, you will travel 15t, right? But in the same time, the gravity will bring it at the bottom. This is common sense. So 5t square is actually 50 plus 15t. 5, 10, 3. So simple. No need to mug up the formula. Just do it by common sense.
So for this second part of the question, we have to resolve in the form of everything in the form of x direction. Right?
Pardon?
For the second part of the question, we have to resolve everything in the form of x direction.
Yeah, for range, you have to use the x only. The x is known to you. It's the 1503, right? And time is known to you, 5 seconds. How much you will travel in the horizontal direction? See, this is your horizontal motion. So how much will travel here?
15 to 3 to 5.
That's it. Simple. I hope this is clear to you, Prasansa. See, X event is different, Y is different. You solve both events separately. That's it. That's the thumb rule in this chapter. Harry and Siddhant, where are you guys? Tell me.
Sir, I am on part 2, B4.
Part 2 before. Very good. Siddhant,
Sir, I'm on part 2, B2.
B2. Very good. B4 is interesting.
So doubt in the B4th one.
B fourth, right? Okay. With that one only. So before the object will land, you must blow it away, right?
Yes.
So you will run for some time, and then you will fire your gun, right? So how much time you run for? It's
2
given, I think.
seconds.
2 seconds. Very good. So in 2 seconds, how much you will travel? That's not given. Huh? That is what they're asking, right? Tell me what is being asked in the question.
Sir, what should be the firing speed of bullet?
Ah, so it means the man speed is given to you, right?
Yes, sir.
How much?
10 meter per second.
So in 2 seconds, you will travel 200 meter.
Yes, sir.
And what is the range of this projectile? Can you find the range? Because everything is given to you. Height is given, speed is given. And this is 20 meter per second. What is the time of flight? 2 HYG. That is 4 seconds. So after 4 seconds, this whatever the bomb will fall on the ground, right? And what is the range, by the way? Tell me, guys, what is the range? Siddhant, what is range?
Sir, we don't know the theta. No.
What it is? Because this is
Achha.
range for that object, the flying object. How much?
80 meters.
80 meter. See, you know the time, you know the x component, you can find the x value. So range is the x component, right? X displacement.
Yes, sir.
So out of 80, 20 you have traveled, how much is left?
60.
And how much time is left to reach here? Because by the time the hunter is here, 2 seconds is gone. So in the remaining 2 seconds, you must travel like this. Isn't it? So the time of flight for this is how much? 2 seconds. So 2u sin theta by g equals to 2. And u cos theta, or you can say u square. Can you solve these two questions?
Fine, sir. So, but they have mentioned ki the bullet should hit before it touches the ground. No?
It means it is just almost at the same time. That's it. So you're not going to hit in the air. It is almost touching the ground. So you're going to hit near the surface.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Have you got the answer? This one?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So quickly solve the C part, and then I'll start the the D part today only. Motion on inclined plane. If we have time, I can start. Solve the C part. C part is done.
Sir, one last question is I think.
Okay, fine.
Sir, can I explain the part 1 C3 trajectory?
C3, the previous one. Okay. Okay. So when R is given, the I cap will give you X, and Y cap, J cap will give you Y. That's it. Every R vector connected is X I cap plus Y J cap. Compare. What is X?
80
What is Y?
minus BT.
What is common variable?
T.
Replace it. This is your equation of trajectory. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So let me start the new topic for the day. Before that, I'll solve two challenging problems. So imagine you go to watch a movie by paying the huge sum, not a movie, let's say some concert. Okay. And the concert gets cancelled. Then and fee the price which you paid is not returned. What will happen? The mob will get angry, isn't it? And once you're angry, what will do? You will start vandalizing the theater. That's the same situation here. So a disgruntled employee of a company leaves the company. Let's say the Twitter is laying off. This is the building in which the guy was working. So he is very upset and sad. He comes out of the office, crosses the road, and the road is of width D. And this guy from this distance, with all his might throwing the stone with his speed U. Now, depending on the angle of projection, it can hit like this. I mean, depends. Okay. So I'm looking for what angle is the best way. Ignore the height of the man. So find the angle of projection. Let's say speed is U given. In order to hit the building as high as possible. Questions clear? I want to maximize this value. So how to maximize the Y? Ignore the size of man. So if you want to try, you can try, then I'll solve. Think about it for 3-4 minutes, then I'll solve.
So is the answer 45 degree?
The answer will be in terms of U and D and G. Look at this. Everyone. So the distance of building is given to you. So no matter how you throw or where you throw, the horizontal displacement of the projectile will remain d1, isn't it? So we can use the equation of trajectory directly. What is y? Okay. What is given to us? X is given to us. How much is x? Tell me guys, what is the x value?
D.
Substitute. And if you look carefully, y is a function of theta. Y depends on theta. So now theta is the only variable. So as you change the theta, y will change. So for y max, what will do? In mathematics, how we maximize something?
Differentiate and equate to 0.
Well, so for y max, what we should do here? Differentiate y with respect to what?
Theta.
Theta. And equate to? Because everything else is constant except the theta. Or you can differentiate with respect to, sorry. The easy way is you can differentiate with respect to tan theta itself. You can choose tan theta as a variable, and that will make your calculation easier. So taking y is how much? Why this will give you the same answer? The answer is because tan theta is increasing function in 0 to pi by 2, which means as theta will increase, tan theta will also increase. So when theta is giving maxima, then tan theta will also give you maximum. So can you differentiate this, guys? Tell me. Can you differentiate this? Can you differentiate this? Tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Do it.
Answer.
So what's the answer?
So Z is equal to du square by d square g.
Du square by
D square g.
correct? This one, right?
Sir, u square by g.
So tan theta is how much? theta is so you can use the equation trajectory for various purpose. Okay. There is a cylinder which is kept on a ground. And this is the fixed cylinder. The only thing known to us is the radius. And we are supposed to throw a projectile from the base such that it just passes over the center by almost grazing at 2 points. You can think like a parabola and a circle. So you should just graze and come back. So the angle or the point of contact will be at the same level on both sides. Question is, find the minimum velocity of projection that can accomplish this. Also, we need to find the theta, u, and all. So this is the challenging part. If you want to think for a while, you're free to think. Then I'll start solving this. Okay. So take you some time to just think about it. Okay, so let me help you out. So imagine you throw with some speed u at angle theta, which you're not aware of how much is that. But while passing through this point, which is almost grazing, your speed has changed to value v and the angle has changed to alpha. Okay. Now, if this is alpha, how much is this angle, guys? What is this angle? Can you guess?
90 minus alpha.
So if this is r, this is r, this is 90 minus alpha. Can we find the range? Let's call the radius as let me change the sign or let me leave it. So what is the range for this part? In terms of r and alpha, can we write a range as 2r sin alpha? Yes or no? Because this is the isosceles triangle. Do you see the range now, guys? Tell me yes or no. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is the range part clear? Why I'm writing 2r sin alpha? So for this projectile motion, beyond this point, for this projectile motion, what we should add the formula for the range? Range question. Imagine the projectile above that line. What should be the formula for range? Only for this part, above this line.
V square sin 2 alpha by G.
Into alpha by
Correct. Very good. So both are same thing, no? So how much is V square now? Two GR sin alpha by sin 2 alpha, which is GR by cos alpha. What is the total energy at P? This is beyond the syllabus we are going. So you might be knowing about the kinetic and potential, right?
Yes.
So total energy is half mv square. And what is the potential energy, guys?
mgh.
What is H? What is H? Can you guess the H in terms of alpha and R? Can you tell me?
So into 1 plus cos alpha.
Very good. Mg R1 plus cos alpha, isn't it? Because this height is R cos alpha. And V square we can replace in terms of alpha. So total energy will be for U minimum, the rule is simple. The total energy must be minimum. And that will give you the answer. The dE by d alpha must be 0. Now differentiate and tell me the answer. How much you're getting if you differentiate. What is the differentiation? Oh, that's difficult. Okay, so what is the difference of sec theta? Sec theta into tan theta, right? No, this is just a minute. Ah, that's why I made a mistake here. Oh my God. So all is negative actually. Yeah, that's fine. So what we get here? This cannot be 0. We cannot take the alpha 0. So 1 equals to 1 upon 2 cos e square alpha. So cos e square alpha is 1 by 2. So cos alpha is 1 by root 2, which is alpha is 45 degree. This is what you need to just remember. So it will touch at 45, then only it is going to cross it with minimum speed. So once you know that this is 45, you can solve the rest part. Okay. So how to solve? The total energy is how much? Two cos 45 is root 2. So this is the total energy. So total energy is and we know we can write at the bottom most point that total energy is half mu square. It is 2GR. I can simply say that's it. This is the answer. That's it. So don't worry if you have not understood this question, because this question you will understand after the work energy theorem chapter. Because this is part of projectile motion, so I just mentioned here, nothing else. Okay. So in many challenging problems, we use the energy conservation to get the answer quickly. So as you will finish most chapter in physics, you will have the luxury of using other concept also in this kinematics and vice versa. In fact, there are many questions of kinematics which we can solve using concept of light, concept of refraction, concept of Snell's law. So those are called the optimal time problem. So we'll see that later on. So now I'll stop it here, this part, and I'll start the next part called the inclined plane projectile motion. This problem you can also solve once you master the parabola in mathematics. So there are some concept of parabola which you will study in mathematics, like the idea of directrix and all. And once you are like a pro with the mathematical methods, then the same problem you can attempt in a different way. So the inclined plane projectile motion is actually the old oblique projectile motion. The only difference is we obstruct the journey much before it comes back to the ground. So this is the regular question of projectile motion. Now what I do, if I bring the plane like this, then journey will stop here only. And this part of journey will not be traversed. So this is like a missing journey. I mean, it won't happen now. So our journey is kind of obstructed by the plane. Okay. So that's why this plane is now important. So you do the same thing as you have been doing. You throw a projectile at some angle with horizontal theta. We'll continue the same assumption of theta and all. But we also have a plane which is at an angle alpha. So these are some typical assumption that the angle of inclination we take as alpha. And theta will continue to take as angle of projection. Okay. So what is theta here? Theta is angle of projection. And what is alpha? Angle of inclination of plane. Definitely to throw something up the plane, you will throw at an angle more than alpha. So theta is definitely more than alpha. But as I said, the journey is stopping here only. Okay. So in this case, definition will change. So the time of flight, if I call this is t equals to 0, then this is called the time of flight. So our time of flight will end here itself. And earlier we used to call the bottom as a range. Now this is the range. So things will change slightly as per the journey has changed. So the plane itself is called the angle of inclination. So this r is the range, alpha is the angle of inclination of the plane, theta is the projection. There are many ways to solve this question. Okay. So typically what we do, I will show you. So I will assume the x the way I used to assume. I will not change that assumption again here also. So I'll keep on calling x and y the way I used to call without any change. But for the upward journey, it is convenient, as I said, it's convenient to take this direction as a new direction. Let's call x dash. And this direction as a new direction, which is called y dash. So apart from x and y, now we have x dash and y dash. I hope this is clear to all of you. So now we can extend this line. So the next part is resolving every vector into 4 components, not 2. So earlier we used to resolve xy, now we'll resolve x dash and y dash as well. Okay, tell me guys, what is x naught? What is x naught? The initial x coordinate of the particle is how much?
0.
And what is x dash naught?
0.
Y naught?
0.
So all are 0, right? Okay. What is ux? Tell me. What is ux?
U cos theta
U
minus
cos theta.
Be very careful. What is ux?
U cos theta.
Very good. What is ux dash?
U cos theta minus alpha.
Very good. What is uy?
U sin theta.
What is uy dash?
U sin theta minus alpha.
So do you understand this or have you remembered this?
No, sir, understand.
You understand. Everyone, you all understand why we are writing like this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let's talk about the x. What is x?
0.
0. What is ay?
Minus G.
What is ax dash?
Minus G cos alpha.
Think again. So the acceleration is only due to gravity. There is no other acceleration. So you have to resolve the G only. What is AX dash? Resolve and tell me the answer.
Minus G sine alpha.
Correct. Very good. What is AY dash?
Minus G cos alpha.
So anyone who has not got, I'm getting this answer. So the AY dash, you can see this angle. I can just show you. This alpha, this is also alpha. So this is G cos alpha. This is G sin alpha. And G cos and G sin both are opposite of X dash and Y dash respectively. That's why both are negative. If this is not still clear, you can redraw. Is this clear? Tell me, guys.
Yes,
The
sir.
component part is clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So how to get the time of flight? What is known to you? Do you know the final Y component? Yes or no?
No, sir.
But do you know the final Y dash component?
Yes.
What is that?
0.
Very good. So now you know which direction is going to give you the answer. If you look from the X dash and Y dash reference, this projectile is coming back to the same level, isn't it? If you are looking from this reference, for this guy, the object is going up and coming down back to the same level, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So for this guy, in the entire journey, the delta Y dash is how much?
Zero.
So because you know the displacement is 0 in the delta Y dash direction, so can you write the kinematical equation in that direction and get the answer of time of flight? Can you tell me? Will you try, guys? So the first step is find time of flight. Everyone, please try this out.
So is it 2u sine theta minus alpha by g cos alpha?
Correct. 2u, once again.
2u sine theta minus alpha by g cos alpha.
You derived or you remember this answer?
So derived it.
Excellent. Very good. Anybody else getting the answer?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
the same.
Very good. So do you all realize that the way of solving question of projectile is not something very difficult? And we are not supposed to remember everything in the formula. You remember the very basic thing, kinematic equation, and try to recreate the answer from scratch. If you're able to derive from scratch, you can do in examination. If you remember the formula, not from the scratch, in exam, the moment it is a good question, you will fail. And also going forward, looking at the vastness of syllabus, don't try to mug up any chapter. Try to create the scratch way of solving every problem. Because what remains with us throughout the journey of preparation is the scratch method. Every trick which either I will teach or someone else will teach, trick never stay with the student. So trick is for the maybe the quizzes in the school and colleges. And the scratch will remain with you forever. Okay. So next part, if we have done, just a minute. Done, guys, for the range part. The toughest part we have done, which was the time of flight. The rest is simple. So because you know the time of flight, how to find the range, guys, from scratch? So range is nothing but the displacement along which direction?
X dash direction.
During one time of flight, right? So what is the formula? Ux dash t plus half ax dash t square. Am I right? You can also write like this. So this is the range. What is ux dash?
U cos alpha.
U cos?
Theta.
U cos
Theta minus alpha.
plus. What is ax dash? What is ax dash? Tell me.
Minus G sin alpha.
Very good. Now this is a bit tedious for you to calculate because you need to find the you need to substitute the t, which is itself cumbersome, to u sin. Oh my God. So this way of solving is not actually recommended. There is shortcut actually. Rest do yourself. So there must be some better way of doing this. Okay, we can get the answer for sure. But what is the better way of doing this? So let's go. This is x. In the below triangle, can you tell me the relation between the r and x? What is the relationship between r and x?
Cos alpha equals to x by r.
So how to get r? Simple. And finding x is very easy. Why? How to find x in the same time? X equals to? What will be the formula for the x? Tell me, guys. X equals to? Come on, tell me. In any projectile motion, how to find the horizontal displacement?
U cos theta t.
That's it. We are done. Now tell me which one is easier, this way or that first way? You can imagine the method one, how cumbersome is, and method two is so simple. Isn't it? Because now substituting the t is pretty easy for you. You can easily substitute the t value. And you will get the answer. What is the t value? By the way? So 2 sin A cos B is how much? Sin A plus B plus sin A minus B, right? Is this correct? Yes or no? Tell me. So why I'm writing this? Because now we can rewrite like sin A plus B. A minus B. So we can see the range formula, we can rewrite as why minus? Because sine of minus alpha is these all are from the trigonometry, if you remember. And what you can realize, you can realize that U, G, alpha, everything is fixed. What is variable here? The only variable here is, tell me guys, what is the variable here? What is variable here? Tell me. Tell me guys, what is variable here? Hello, hello, hello.
Theta.
R, alpha, U, G, all are fixed value, no? The angle of plane is fixed. U is fixed, G is everything fixed. Only theta is variable. So how to maximize the range? For R max, that is only possible when this is maximum. And what is the maximum of this? So sine of any angle, the maximum of this is how much?
1.
So R max is how much? So maximum range of the plane is how much? This much. This is very, 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 very important. And this is how we solve it. You can also differentiate and solve. You can differentiate, but this is easy way. And if a sine of so 2 theta minus alpha is 90 degrees. So 2 theta is alpha plus 90. So theta is. So if you throw at this angle, then range will maximum. Now time is up for the day. So for down the plane, we'll do the question. Then there are some other questions which are very specific to the plane. So the next lecture will be more of this. But now you are free to solve any question because you know almost everything, the technique and the methods. So you have to finish this chapter, which I have shared with you. And then you can continue. So bye and take care and start solving the program. Okay.
Hi, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anyone having doubt can stay here, the rest can leave. Yeah, Arshu, you want to ask something?